Taurus. Let's now have a look and see at how this person is feeling about you, what they're thinking, and anything we can learn. And you actually had a card that flew off and flinged off on the floor there, which was the Six of Swords. So let's see what else comes up. Okay. There's someone who's also potentially feeling hurt or maybe even deceived. There's an element of confusion here with the Three of Swords, but I also feel like this person is overthinking a lot. They possibly intend to distance themselves a little bit with the Hermit, or they're about to react badly to something that happened. Okay, because Six of Swords is literally moving into the Three of Swords. I'm ignoring these three cards, seeing this Taurus moving into the Three of Swords and then becoming the Four of Swords. There might be someone who will potentially want to end things, or there may be a separation on the cards, in the cards for some of you. Again, not for all, but for some of you there may be, because the Four of Swords can be an ending. So for some reason, ending has come up for the both of you, or at least time apart, that is caused by some sort of pain or confusion or deceit. And yeah, I mean, this is a period of solitude. This is retreating, taking time away from each other. There might be someone here who says they want space, or they want to put things, like halt things, because the Knight of Pentacles exercises restraint. He's steady. He's not moving anywhere. And then the Strength card, which is Leo, aims to gain control, aims to come into a place of strength. There might be someone who feels like they're losing the strength of the connection with you. And they may be, they may be hurt by this and desperately trying to pick things up again. But if you're coming up as the Knight of Pentacles for them, it's almost like they're reading where you're at. And remember, I mentioned a lot of back and forth between the Leo and the Queen of Wands and the Devil. Again, we see that back and forth here. Because the Knight, see how the Knight and the Strength card face each other. So it could be if you're dealing with a Leo, or in the time of Leo, you'll sort of see this. Because the Strength card represents repetition as well with the infinity symbol. And it sits below the Ten of Swords. So the pain or the conflict, something keeps happening and it keeps repeating itself. In a way, Taurus, you might be feeding it though. Because you as the Knight of Pentacles, you might be giving this person reason to repeat why they're doing the things that they're doing. So they may be feeling like, it could even be feeling like they feel like it's on repeat. They go through the same things. Something is feeling a little bit repetitive for them. And they want to strengthen that, which is good because they want to work on it. But I think it's going to come after a time of separation. Four of Swords, someone needs time, someone needs clarity. The Hermit needs to distance himself, needs to analyze things. They could be over-analytical here. It's a lot of Swords cards. 3 Sword cards, which represent air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. The Hermit is ruled by the planet Mercury, so is the sign of Gemini. Great communicators, very effective, charismatic, highly analytical, like to dissect things. So maybe they're needing to dissect things here, but they're feeling confused. I feel like they're in the heart of the storm somehow. They're trying to protect themselves though. Okay, see the armor? The lion is strength, it's protection. The armor, the boat, they all signify protection. So Someone is being very protective right now over themselves, or they feel like they need to protect themselves from you, Taurus. Or if they do have a vice, okay, vices came up, things that are taboo, they're moving towards them still. When I see the Four of Swords, I think of faith. Okay, we see the church, the person in prayer, tomb effigy. It's almost like this person wants you to have faith in them. I don't know what this is here that's giving you concern, that's very back and forth, that's been happening in the relationship for quite some time. They may ask you to have more faith in them, or they may feel crushed or confused that you don't have the faith that they are wanting. Because if this is you as the Knight, you're not the Hermit, but if you're the Knight, you've turned your back on faith maybe. Maybe you've turned your back on faith that this person can improve their ways or cut ties with toxic behavior, or, you know, put an end to this repetitive cycle that keeps happening and happening in this relationship. So but see how these two characters are back to back. This person doesn't feel like you're aligning right now. It feels like you're going different paths for them. The Three of Swords can also be someone else coming in around them romantically, like an ex. Maybe it's another priority, like a job, a person, a business. And that could be confusing this person more. Underneath it all, I think they want to improve. I think they actively want to make that movement. Six of Swords can speak of a spiritual or an emotional journey where we try to better ourselves as people, as spiritual beings, as lovers. So I think the intention underneath everything else that you're seeing, Taurus, the intention for them is that they want to improve on themselves. They want to improve on whatever's going on around you. But I don't know if they need time away to do that, to gain a little perspective. Because sometimes that's what we need. It's all about perception, and they need to shine light. It's got the Star of David in his lantern, the Hermit does. So they need to shine light on this situation. Or they may shine light on the fact that they need time away, okay? They need to distance themselves because it's how they deal with things, how they cope. How they're coping in this sort of situation. Again, strength though. Strength is here. Trying to be strong in a situation, maybe not letting off too much. Trying to protect themselves in the meantime, protect their heart in the process. It could be that they're not ready for something here. They're not ready, or they need time to think. They may be stalling something, okay? And not that the Knight of Pentacles is a staller, but he is stationary. So things are at a bit of a standstill maybe for this person. So they may be stalling, having a conversation, stalling, doing something, stalling, progressing this relationship. Maybe there's someone else involved, or they're just hurt, they're confused. Maybe this is you, Taurus. Whoever did this, you know, initiated that sort of behavior. I think they're still dealing with it in a way, but stalling comes to mind. So you might have to be patient with this person. The Hermit is the Virgo, the perfectionists, so they're trying to perfect a reaction or perfect themselves, but they need time to do that. They need time, and you may see that still a while away, but you may see these things come up in those time frames maybe. I will leave your reading at that though, Taurus. So thank you again so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. If you are after a private reading, you know where to find me. Otherwise, I hope you have a lovely month ahead.